Boy. Wow. Hmm. Wow. What year is this?
56.
56. It is a beautiful
You
car.
remember 56?
No,
No, you weren't born yet.
I was born in 68
I was 10 years old when
when they
this.
made this car.
I was a little kid.
How long?
Loved new cars.
How long you own this car?
I only have this one 5 years since I retired.
Or you bought it as is, or you
It was
restored
in the
it?
museum. I restored
Wow.
other cars. I had dozens
Yeah.
of old cars, but
That's
none that
nice.
would have come down to Florida, and none that had 12 volts if I wanted to put air conditioning.
Conditioning. You have air conditioning in this one?
It took a year to find somebody to do air conditioning. It took a year. I'd go to the car shows. I'd talk to these guys.
Everybody,
with the,
yeah.
Who put your air? Oh, here, call my guy. I got a guy.
Yeah.
And I'm driving from Pompano to Lake Worth, down to Margate, all the way up to West
I'm from
Palm.
Margate.
There was a guy down there in an industrial park, and he comes out and he says, "Wow, nice car. I never worked on one of these."
They don't, the mechanics today.
No. So I said, "I want to put air conditioning." Oh, you know what we'll do? We'll take out the whole dashboard and we'll put in a Corvette dashboard and bucket seats with a console. No, I just want air conditioning under the dashboard.
Yeah,
Just like that.
yeah.
And nobody wanted to do
You know, now they have the electronic air condition system that
If
is
you-
super easy to
If
do.
you have a 56 Chevy,
Uh-huh,
you call up Texas, Vintage Air Company.
company.
They send you a box, compressor, condenser,
And it bolts
evaporator,
right up.
the hoses, the wire harness.
And it just
I
bolted up.
called him. I said, I have a 56 Dodge.
Uh-huh.
He said, what's that look like?
Wow.
You know who I wound up? I found a guy online that has this car, but it's got a post in here. It's a sedan.
Okay. You're right.
And it's dark blue, light blue with a white top. It's got a Hemi and a factory stick on the column. And he's up in Jacksonville, and I met him online looking for somebody to talk to. He says, call my mechanic. I said, in Jacksonville? He said, yeah, the guy used to have his own shop, got tired of the bullshit from the public, so now he just works on collector cars. I'll tell him about it, and I'll tell that guy and the next guy and whatever.
Yeah.
So I called him up. The guy was in Hershey looking at a Pierce Arrow that some guy wanted to buy and tow back to Florida. So I met up with him in Jacksonville. Liked the guy, young guy. We talked the same language. We shook hands on the deal.
And you got a deal.
I bought all the parts. I didn't want him to have to lay out $2,000 and buy all the stuff. So I got the parts. And he came down, he borrowed the trailer that he went to Hershey with, a closed trailer, came down here, picked it up, took it back to Jacksonville, and 3 weeks later it was done.
You had AC. You were riding.
Look at the job he did. I like the job with, you know, the look of this with the hood closed, the lines on the front. That's why everybody opens their hoods.
You want the beauty, the real beauty of the car to be shown. Wow.
Look at how he put that compressor in.
Like if it's made for that.
He made the hoses and all these the brackets up in here. He had the tool to crimp the hose like this. Instead of using the radiator clamps that look shitty. But
He did an awesome job.
Another big problem with this, you're gonna run air conditioning, you need more power. Look what's on the back of my generator.
Okay.
That's the power steering. So how am I going to put an alternator in here to run the air conditioner if I got to run the power steering?
Wow.
So one guy says, well, just get an alternator and stick it over here. No, that's not going to look nice, hanging stuck out, waving in the breeze.
So it's still 6 volt?
No, it's 12 volts. It's 12 volts, but it's only 30 amps.
Okay.
And that's not really enough to run an air conditioner.
You know, now they got people who can upgrade it.
Well, I finally found a guy in Tennessee. First, there was a guy who wanted to, he says, you know what you do? You take that pump off. I'm going to sell you a Corvette power steering pump. And you put it down there, and you put, it's not a big pump, a Corvette.
A little pump, yeah.
And you put the reservoir up here, and then you can take this off and put an alternator.
Yeah.
So I bought the kit from him, took everything off the radiator, everything out of the front, the battery came out. And the nice machine plate was $600.
Wow.
But it was a machine plate, all drilled up. It had the pump, it had some hoses, you had to cut the hoses. So I put the plate on there. I had the water pump and the fan off. It didn't fit. So I turned it over, it didn't fit that way. So I put it on and I put a ruler and I took pictures and I said, look, this doesn't fit. Oh yeah, it does, I know. Well, they had 3 engines in Dodge. They had a Hemi in this, they had this engine, then they had a smaller one.
Right.
And they changed from 55 to 56, and they changed from 56 to 57. So I said, if I drill a hole in this, he's, no, don't drill a hole in it, I won't give you your money back. You know what? Send it back and I'll give you your money back. You're too much of a pain in the ass. I said, you told me it would fit. So then I found online the guy in Tennessee.